It is pretty much ready. The last time you guys saw this thing, it looked like scrap, but it's all together. Replaced all the timing chains, guides, did the oil pump, removed the balance shafts, put a Moroso oil pan on it, cleaned, painted everything. I bought some nice parts from K20, like this low profile coolant neck here, nice valve cover, hardware kit and whatnot. It's pretty much ready to drop in, so I will be doing that pretty soon. I'm just deciding what to do with the alternator and what to do with the pulley setup. So if anybody, I still got some research to do, but if anybody knows how to set this up to reduce the amount of pulleys, no, I'm not going to run any AC, so just want to run just the alternator. So if anybody is pretty smart and knows how to set that up, I mean, I'll figure it out eventually, but that's one thing. Another thing to note is I removed the factory oil cooler. I will be installing a Vibrant Performance oil cooler adapter thingy here, which I'll do another video about that. It's a really nice product. So I did weld the water pump shut, or replace the water pump with a new one, and then I welded this coolant line that usually comes out here, goes around this way to the oil cooler. I capped that off because I'm going to be using an external oil cooler. Don't need that. I think a couple of the plugs are in. Coil packs, again, lots of painting, lots of cleaning. I did do the valve clearances as well on the motor. I have another video about why that's important. Check that out. Alright, so ready to start assembling the manifold again. Kind of beveled up the edges here, and then I'm going to just try and use some tape to hold it together while I put a tack in it somehow. You know, in hindsight, I probably should have paid more attention to which way was the front and which was the back, but I think it goes like this. Looks like it does anyway. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is tape some of this together just to hold it. Like that. Put a little piece of it on the other side. The transition I wanted into the inlet, just a little bit more cleaning up to do, but it's pretty much done. I've cleaned up the entire length of each runner. I'm pretty happy with it, and I don't want to spend any more time with it, to be honest. I've got a ZDX throttle body to put on this thing. Where is that? It is right here. I got a flange from K20, which comes with like a whole adapter kit, but I just used the flange and welded it on, so that's good there. It comes with a little thermal insulating gasket and stuff too, which is nice. But this is the throttle body. It's quite a bit bigger than the RBC one, and actually what I've figured out is if you look on the throttle plate itself, 69.6 millimeters is the ZDX, and 64.6 is the stock RBC Civic one. So in any case, cut it, flipped it, you know, chopped off a whole bunch of material off of it to make it as light as possible. This is my first time porting one of these. I would definitely caution you guys, this material here is extremely thick and is not really going to let you port it the way that, you know, you would want if you're experienced at porting and polishing stuff. So be very careful in and around the sides here. I did weld a bunch of material on the back side here and on the back here just so I could smooth out the transition going in. And yeah, there's lots of work you can do right here. So after I get the throttle body on, I'll finish that up, weld the top part on. decent. Straighten this up a little bit. I'm not going to tack it right on the corner because that might mess up and fit up later. Just tack it here a little. Place. Drop another one. This is a good time after you've tacked everything, just take a look, and yeah, me hitting that side with the hammer has moved this side quite a bit. So you don't want big gaps. So what I think we'll do is we'll get a clamp. Shit's weak. These are Princess Auto clamps, so set your expectations appropriately, and then the tack will probably bring the rest of this gap together. Yeah, so what happens with welding is that the metal in its hot state or liquid state is expanded, and as it cools it shrinks, so it'll close up gaps like that. Clamp off. Now that's a big fucking gap, which I'm thinking what I'm gonna do, that side's pretty good, is I'll weld that side, I'll get some heat into here, and then I'll just use my mallet and just knock that closed. That'll probably work pretty good. Or sometimes what you can do is, like, you find the side with small gap, weld here to here, weld that to start getting some heat in, and then either you can stitch some tacks and pull it together, which is not going to work here, but at least get some heat into it, and then should be able to smash that closed pretty good. This big gap here, which I expected because I cut a whole section of this off, but I'll be able to build this up and then clean the inside of it with the carbide burr after, no problem. I'm not sweating that. Next thing is this end cap here, which actually that fits pretty damn good. So just get that cap on. You know what I'm thinking? Weld this side, and then see how the penetration is on the inside, because I might run the die grinder in there and clean up the sides. So let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that since I spent so much time on it already. So let's do that. Let's weld this up. Get a couple more tacks on there, and then we'll weld it up. Wear your respirator, folks. It's moving already. That's a lot better. That's filler can't fit in there. This is 1/8, so that's a hell of a lot better. And let's see. So let's try a little. Alright, that's that. Stacking downs. About. So what I'll do is a little technique I like to call bridging. I just create that little bridge there. Do that a couple more times. And then what you got to do now is just you turn this into a multi-pass weld. So your first pass will just be to get some material in there and create, you know, basically some wall thickness you're going to weld with. And then your second pass will be actually where you can lay in the heat. Mind you, your first pass is going to produce all the penetration because, well, there's nothing there. So let's see how that works out. Oops. That's it. Alright, so just cleaned it up in there, but I'm going to just put the cap on now. Alright guys, that's it. It's done. Finally. Kind of. I'm not completely done, but I'm mostly done. I'm done in the sense I can say I'm done. So, fuck, that's hot. So flipped. Big ass throttle body on there now. She's looking good. Alright, so the next stage will just be kind of smoothing the transition between the throttle body flange and the manifold. I know there's a little bit of stuff to clean up, but that is pretty much it. I think we're safe to say we're done. Bolt this on. Take some pictures to see how it looks. Now, nice. Look through the side. Oh, so I'm done. Like actually done. Like I don't have anything else left to do. Cleaned up all in here. Smoothed it out real nice. So, moment of truth. Let's throw this thing on the motor. I'm gonna put the throttle body on too. Take a couple pictures. This belt. Let's put it here. Okay, so put this on. Boom! That's it. That's it. I'm gonna bolt up the throttle body. Cut back real quick. Okay, so body metalwork is pretty much done. To pull this whole thing out, pull it back, it's all smashed up, pull all this out, pull this out. And now I've got one more pull to do because this panel in here is bent. So we gotta pull this back some more to get the gaps all lined up, but looking pretty good so far. The car is back. The car is here. So this whole side was smashed. Remember all the body work. I'll put some clips in there with that. So this has all been pulled out. A little bit of guide coat on there. We're gonna do some block sanding later. The interior is halfway out. We'll be removing the whole thing. Gonna get the glass out, and we're gonna replace that part that I smashed up with a nicer tunnel that we're gonna make, and then the interior's got all come out because we're gonna be doing a 6-point roll cage in it. Kind of have a rough layout for it. I've ordered all the material, still waiting on that to come in, and then we're gonna build this thing up. So excuse me, stay tuned. There will be some more updates. We'll be doing some more videos and stuff in the near future. So yeah, just stay tuned.